The first shot was not fired in war, but in arrogance. Horizon Station floated peacefully above the blue-green sweep of Epsilon Eridani III, humanity's most distant colony, a testament to cooperation and diplomacy. Its banners bore both the emblem of Earth and the crest of the Galactic Council. A symbol of unity, they said, a promise that peace was eternal. That promise burned in vacuum within minutes. The Valar Dominion, one of the Council's founding species, arrived under the guise of inspection. 3 capital ships entering orbit, their hulls gleaming with the cold geometry of their kind. Their commander, High Inquisitor Shalvex, transmitted a message to the human governor. His words were calm, clinical, almost kind. Human governance is insufficient for galactic order. The Council has decreed consolidation. Submit your colonies and resources to supervision, and no harm shall come to you. Governor Leon Park's response was brief. This world is sovereign. You have no right. Moments later, Horizon Station was erased. A single graviton lance pierced the structure, slicing through habitation rings, fusion cores and human lives alike. From orbit, the Valar ships watched as the fragments of metal and bone drifted into the void, forming a halo of silent fire. Shalvex recorded the event for Council archives. His official statement, human obstinance has been addressed. Order restored. He did not realize he had just lit the pyre of empires. The Council's celebration of power in the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council. There was applause. Representatives of countless species raised their crystalline appendages, vocal resonators, or telepathic frequencies in agreement. Humanity had been a useful junior member for decades. Industrious, clever, endlessly patient, but too ambitious, too unpredictable. And so the Council decreed humanity must be restructured. One by one, colonies were seized for oversight. Merchant fleets were detained. Human ambassadors were recalled and stripped of authority. Even the Terran diplomatic corps, those who had bled for the Council's wars, were humiliated in open session. The High Speaker of the Council, a towering being of light and fluid called Akrith Vol, declared before the entire galaxy, the Age of Chaos ends. The lesser species will obey the Council's order, or be reminded why the Council governs. He looked directly toward the silent human delegation as he said it. Captain Rhea Solon, Earth's envoy to the Council, did not respond. She simply gathered her datapads, stood, and left the chamber. No words, no protest, only silence, the kind that carries the weight of storms. Behind her, laughter echoed. Humans will accept it, hissed one Valar ambassador. They always do. They are pragmatic, another added. Too sentimental for vengeance. The laughter grew. None noticed the brief pause in the human's stride, the slight turn of her head. She smiled, and somewhere, deep beneath the Atlantic, ancient engines stirred awake. When Earth fell silent, weeks passed. The galaxy waited for humanity's formal apology or surrender. None came. Trade routes to Sol went unanswered. Embassies on Earth were closed. Their alien staff politely but firmly returned to orbit. No human messages were broadcast on Council channels. No ships exited from Sol's jump gate. The silence unsettled even the arrogant. Reports trickled in. Strange, conflicting, impossible. Entire sensor arrays near the Sol system went offline. Probes returned only static. Then came a final automated broadcast from an exploration drone near Jupiter's orbit. Unknown energy field detected. Massive gravimetric distortion. Structure emerging from... Then nothing. At the same time, human colonies on the frontier began vanishing from communication grids. Not destroyed, simply. Gone. No distress calls, no debris fields. As if they had folded into shadows. The Council convened an emergency session. Valar intelligence assured the Assembly it was merely human cowardice. They are retreating to their homeworld, Shalvex sneered. They lack the spine for confrontation. The chamber agreed. The humans were being disciplined by silence. Yet across the void, Earth was not silent. It was waiting. The rising of the Iron Fleet, the first sign of retribution, came at Kaval Station, a Council logistics hub orbiting the Valar capital world. At precisely 0300 standard cycle, the station's night crew detected 12 unknown objects exiting FTL. The initial scan identified them as mining barges, old, human models from decades past. No threat, no shields. The commander authorized a dismissive hail. No response. The barges accelerated. Too fast. Their hulls unfolded like blooming steel flowers, panels shifting, black armor sliding into place. Emission spectra shifted from dull civilian heat to weaponized singularity signatures. They were not barges. They were dreadnoughts. Within seconds, Cavall Station ceased to exist. A lance of coherent plasma turned it into molten debris. Orbital defenses activated, but human railguns spoke first, their tungsten shells crossing space faster than light's patience. Every defense battery was annihilated before a single warning could leave the system. From the ashes emerged an unmistakable transmission. Human, in origin. This is Earth Command. You demanded obedience. You will receive consequence. Throughout the galaxy, every comms array crackled with the same message. Then silence again. The Iron Fleet spread. Each world that had voted for the subjugation of humanity found its orbital yards aflame. Human stealth cruisers, black as night, silent as gravity, slipped past defenses and detonated antimatter payloads within planetary shields. The Council attempted to rally its armadas. They never saw the enemy coming, because the enemy was everywhere. Human colonies that had vanished were now arsenals. Civilian fleets were revealed to be heavily armed ghost convoys. Merchant ships turned gunships. Research outposts became targeting relays. For a century, humanity had studied the galaxy's technologies. In silence, they had surpassed them. The day of fire 3 months after Horizon Station's destruction, Earth moved. From Sol's outer orbits, the Terran War Armada emerged, ships of impossible scale, their hulls layered in ablative plating and adaptive shielding. The smallest of them dwarfed Council flagships. Their engines distorted gravity itself, wrapped in halos of molten plasma. At their heart was the flagship Eidolon, commanded by Fleet Marshal Rhea Solon, the same woman who had walked silently from the council chamber. Her voice, calm and cold, was broadcast to every star system. We asked for peace. You demanded submission. You took our people, our homes, our pride. You thought Earth would kneel. You were wrong. The Council deployed the Grand Armada. 1,000 ships of 100 species. They surrounded the Sol system, confident in numbers. They expected surrender. Instead, the stars themselves seemed to turn against them. From Neptune's orbit, human defense grids activated, rings of particle lances that speared through fleets like divine lightning. Swarms of autonomous drones launched from Saturn's moons, cutting through alien vessels with precision born of cold algorithms and human rage. The Velar flagship Ascendant Glory fired its superweapon toward Mars. The beam never reached. Midway, the energy folded, absorbed by a human warship's gravitational mirror, and redirected. The Ascendant Glory was vaporized by its own fire. The sky of Sol burned for hours. When the light faded, not one council ship remained. The march of retribution. But humanity did not stop at defense. They advanced. One by one, the Council's core worlds burned. Velar fleets shattered under the relentless hammer of orbital bombardment. Entire planetary shields melted like glass. Human marines, clad in black exo-armor, silent and faceless, descended from orbit in perfect formation. Their boots struck alien soil like thunder. They did not conquer. They erased. The city of Vectal, once the heart of the Velar Dominion, was reduced to radioactive sand within an hour. The Council world of Akros Prime fell without a word. Its population evacuated seconds before a kinetic impact turned it into a cratered moon. Humanity spared no one who had cheered during the fall of Horizon Station. The few who surrendered were left alive to carry a message. This is what obedience demands. Entire species, once haughty and superior, now hid their banners. Fleet registries erased their council insignia overnight. The council chamber itself was bombarded, not from space, but from within. A single human stealth drone detonated in its core, collapsing the great spire of power into rubble and flame. From the wreckage, one alien survivor whispered through static to any who still listened. They are not like us. They do not fight for conquest. They fight because they remember. The ashes of order. The war lasted 40 days. 40 worlds fell. 400 fleets perished. And then, silence again. No demands. No treaties. No ultimatum. Human ships withdrew, vanishing as suddenly as they had appeared. The Iron Fleet returned to Sol, leaving the galaxy scarred and trembling. In the void where the Council once ruled, whispers spread. Stories told in hushed tones across every trade route and station cantina. They spoke of planets obliterated in seconds, of fleets swallowed by gravity wells that had no source, of human eyes that glowed with cold fury behind glass helmets. They spoke of vengeance. They spoke of fear. On the ruined world of Velar, Where once cities reached the clouds, a single beacon remained, broadcasting endlessly in every direction. It bore the crest of Earth and a single line of text, repeated in all known tongues. Let it be remembered. The Council demanded obedience. Earth defied instead. The weight of silence years passed. The galaxy rebuilt, but it was quieter now. Trade resumed, but ships gave soul a wide berth. No,